Thank you so much, Senator Schatz, and I certainly welcome our panel of witnesses today. The Honorable Sean Donovan, former Secretary of HUD and Director of OMB, now the CEO and President of Enterprise Community Partners, Jennifer Gray Thompson, founder and CEO of After the Fire USA, and Rand Reinhard, Director of Operations for the South Carolina Office of Resilience. Thank you for joining us this morning and your willingness to participate in this. This is so incredibly important, and we appreciate you coming when we ask you to do that. I also would be remiss if I did not mention the deadly tornadoes that came through Tennessee on Saturday night, and our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to those in those communities and those who lost loved one as they're trying to pick up the pieces and rebuild. Mississippi, where I am from, is also no stranger to the impact of natural disasters have on housing and the people and buildings that make up our community's infrastructure. I saw firsthand of devastation Hurricane Katrina caused the Mississippi Gulf Coast so many years ago when I assisted with the cleanup efforts, and this year I have seen the wreckage from tornadoes destroying Mississippi towns, including those in Rolling Fork and others in our Mississippi Delta counties. All instances of natural disasters are heartbreaking, but Mississippians are resilient from hurricanes and floods to storms and tornadoes. The people of Mississippi have weathered what Mother Nature has thrown at them, and we have way too much experience in that. However, there are times when these disasters can result in a scale of damage that local or even state governments are unable to mitigate without federal assistance. Helping to address this unmet need is an appropriate role for the federal government, and such federal engagement occurs through several agencies, including FEMA and the Small Business Administration, as well as HUD, which provides funding for long-term efforts through the CDBG Disaster Recovery Program. The regular CDBG program provides state and local governments with a flexible block grant, allowing local decisions and needs to drive the use of the funds. This flexibility has made CDBG one of HUD's most popular programs with state and local governments, as well as a program with tremendous bipartisan support within the THUD appropriations bill. The CDBG Disaster Relief Program maintains this flexibility, which is even more critical when responding to emergencies. I've fielded so many calls of people that have talked about restrictions, and the number one thing that they need is certainly the flexibility. Over the past 30 years, the CDBG DR program has provided nearly $100 billion in recovery efforts. These grants have been used to respond to hurricanes and winter storms, earthquakes and tornadoes, wildfire floods, lava flows, and even recovery from terrorist attacks. Although it has been a critical resource for disaster-affected communities, the CDBG DR program has never been authorized by Congress. The statutory framework for this program exists only in individual supplemental appropriation acts. In some cases, a single supplemental has covered disasters across multiple years. At other times, multiple appropriations have been provided for the same disaster. This ad hoc approach to CDBG-DR has meant that some grantees have had to administer multiple grants concurrently, applying slightly different rules and requirements for each grant. This approach has also had the unintended consequences of slowing the delivery of assistance to communities, sometimes by several years, making it more challenges for communities to proactively design effective disaster response programs. Natural disasters are not partisan in their impact, and our response should not be either. We should work on a bipartisan basis to improve existing programs like CDBG-DR for this reason. I am pleased to co-sponsor Senator Schatz and Collins's Reforming Disaster Recovery Act and hope the Banking Committee will take up this bill very soon. I look forward to hearing from today's panel and working to improve the way the federal government carries out its work. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.